Okay, this channel is all about being strong in mind and body for so many reasons. As a man, you need that. As a woman, you need that. But as a man, you need that in business. You've got to be able to fall off the horse. I'm actually at a stables right now. I don't know if you can see that horse in there. Not my stables, not my horses. Just a friend of mine has a couple. You're going to get thrown off the horse in life, whether it's a girl that you love, you break up with, a great friend betrays you, or family members screw you over. We live in a fallen world. Life is not perfect. You've got to be able to ride those waves. That doesn't mean not feeling the emotion. Basically, you've got to be strong in life, be able to get back on the horse and turn a setback into a comeback, and negative into a win. And one way to do that is through sport. So that's why sport is so amazing. You meet good people depending on the community attached to that sport. For example, in combat sports, if you go to capoeira, which is a Brazilian style of kind of dancing and fighting moves hidden in dancing, because the slaves were not allowed to train combat under the Spanish rule, so they had to hide it into a dance. So you go to something like capoeira, my experience, very friendly, very positive. Same as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, same as Muay Thai. Certain other combat sports, and I'm not going to say which, it doesn't take much to figure it out. Not all of the clubs, but some of them just tend to be, they attract the wrong kind of people that I wouldn't really want to hang around with. I've been there, done it. Yeah, I guess it teaches you how to fight hard, and how to deal with bullies, but it's just, you know, life's too short really for that. Unless you feel that's what you need, and if you're able to deal with that, then great. So combat sports are a way to toughen up your mind and body. One of the best, in my opinion, is Muay Thai, Thai boxing. It's effective on the street. If you couple it with even a basic knowledge of how to grapple, so judo, although that does carry a high injury risk, wrestling, again, high injury risk, or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, if you're rolling with the wrong partner with a massive ego who slaps the submissions on too hard, high injury risk. But those three are very effective for learning how to grapple. If you did even 3 months of grappling, you would be able to handle most situations with the average guy, like probably without too much of a problem. So Thai boxing as a stand-up art for striking is effective. Boxing is also effective. Some kickboxing schools have really produced some amazing fighters. So yeah, I think combat sports, there's a place for it as a man, for sure. I did it. I trained intensely for more than that now, 8 years straight, and then I've done pockets of a year here, a couple of years there, and I'm always training in the gym, mixing in combat style training, just making sure I can still punch and kick the bag. Occasionally I'll jump in and spar, or just move around and see if I can still evade and go to the body and stuff like that. So combat sports are cool. Thai boxing is a really good one. Find a good club. Never be ashamed if you're a beginner in a class. If somebody's going hard on you, tell them straight. Don't be shy about saying, and this is something I wish somebody told me and other people I've seen give up because of this. If someone's going too hard on you, never be ashamed to say, hey man, can we go more technical, please? I'm not here for heavy sparring. If you want to do heavy sparring, take somebody who's prepping for a fight. Just tell people that if you're capable and experienced in combat, I kind of had a rule, not that I was any great fighter, I was a decent club level fighter. I could mix it up with to a reasonable level. I had a rule where I would say to people, hey, lighten up, please, my friend, I'm just here to spar technically, not here for a heavy spar. I'll give one warning, sometimes a second, and then the only language some people will understand is, you know, I'm not trying to come across as I'm some tough guy, but I was able to, you know, at my best, I was able to, let's say, move around a bit. You got to stick it on them, like, and hard, and not hold back, okay? Because some people just only understand that language. Sometimes they're bullies, and sometimes they're just very physical people. I'll give a story. I was training at a certain gym. I was sparring with a guy who was either a British title champion, like holder, or a contender for the British title. So you know, like the guy was capable of hurting you if you were not able to defend yourself, that's for sure. And going really hard. And I said to the guy, hey, my friend, like, let's go lighter here. And he didn't. I gave him one more. I said, yeah, just a bit lighter, because I could see he was swinging and missing. And he must have, well, I didn't care whether he knew or didn't know, because after the second time, I faked low and had quite a good head kick, and I caught him with the shin, even with the pads across the side of the head, and he was out on his feet and just fell back, and he banged his head on, thankfully, a padded floor. Woke up straight away, and this is how I know he was probably not a bully, because he jumped up and said, wow, what did you get me with? And I said, I faked low and went high. It's an old trick. You can look down to the body and then you throw the kick up high. He said, oh yeah, that was amazing. Like, the guy had just been knocked out. I would not be too happy if I got knocked out. It's very bad for you. It's not too good for you, of course. He thought it was brilliant. And then he went lighter. All right. The week after that, he broke a guy's nose in sparring. He's just a heavy-handed guy who would get carried away. Well, I can't remember now. Maybe 3 or 4 weeks later, exactly the same thing happened. He's going heavy. I said, my friend, please go light. This time I only gave one warning. He continued to go heavy. I did exactly the same move. I think I threw a jab high. You change levels to confuse people. A jab high, backhand low, and then threw my leg over the top at his head. Got him with exactly the same move and knocked him. He wasn't out this time, but he fell back on his backside and kind of, it was like a knockdown. And again, yeah, he thought it was brilliant. Anyway, so you need to either be able to stick it back on people. Some people are not bullies, they're just heavy-handed. Or you need to just tell them, hey, I don't want to spar heavy like this, and just don't have any shame in it. So I'm learning the ropes here. And step out if you need to. Just say, look, I'm not here to get injured. I just want to learn the techniques of this. So maybe train with the guy who's prepping for a fight or something, or someone who wants to go hard. So I don't want to so yeah, combat sports are great. With that in mind, I saw that there's this girl, young lady called Supergirl, who's fighting in the One Championships. I think that's in Kuala Lumpur or Bangkok, that stage, maybe Japan, maybe they move around. She's in London. She has incredible knee techniques. So one of the techniques in Thai boxing is to lift the knee up to get a clinch position, where you clinch with both your hands, the back of the neck, and you drive your knee, well, either up into the face or the chin, or into the solar plexus or the ribs. She has lethal knees. I'm a massive fan of the clinch. I never mastered the clinch. I did basic training in the clinch. But if you can master the clinch, it makes you a very effective fighter. I went to this seminar and I recorded some video, unfortunately in vertical. I wasn't thinking at the time to put this on YouTube. But I recorded some good videos of her explaining. This is gold. I was considering going over to Thailand and finding this young lady and her father. They work as a tandem. Just, excuse me, raw, unedited hip. Just to find these two and learn their techniques from them, because, as I say, the clinch, in my opinion, if you can box and you can use the clinch, control someone in the clinch, you are effective even with just that. You've got to be able to check the low kick as well, so you don't get a dead leg. In Thai boxing, they kick you with the shin to the outside of your leg. If you cannot be skilled enough to block that within 2 or 3 kicks, you will not be able to walk. So you've got to be able to check the low kick, then you can get inside and throw hands or clinch. So check out the video. Here's a breakdown from the seminar. I'm about to sneeze again.